Hi, folks. This is Gettess with the Market Sense for the week of June 19th, 2012. As always, the charts I use come from the Trade Navigator software. Love that sucker. First chart is a weekly bond market. After a big run up, they've had a little break, and this actually looks like quite a bit more sideways on the daily chart than it looks like here. They've kind of got a range that they need to break out from and probably will at some point. And just so happens we have the FOMC meeting this week that there seems to be an awful lot of focus on. As you can see, the week so far has been rather small and right around the mid-range here, around the green line. I think there's a good chance they will either be up here in the 151.22 area or down here in the 147.04 area fairly quickly after the Fed meeting adjourns and Mr. Bernanke has his press conference. I don't think they're really breaking down unless they get more than a few ticks below this low. The low is 146.28, so they probably need to go below 146.24 at least, which could lead them down into the 144 area. It's probably a little more likely that they go up, but predicting breakout directions is foolish, really. We just have to see what the Fed says, and the bond market doesn't seem quite as focused on that as stocks do. This is the stock market here on a weekly basis, and you can see they've run up fairly nicely this week, which is really unusual, especially on the first day of a two-day Fed meeting. They're awfully quiet normally, and they rallied pretty good on Tuesday, and you can see they're up here in resistance. That's a little over 150, let's call it 151, that they've popped above and then come back down to here. I I certainly can't predict what the Fed's going to do or what the reaction is going to be to whatever the Fed does or says, but it sure looks like they're setting themselves up for a buy the rumor, sell the fact thing here. They are so focused on the Fed doing something to bail out the markets, and number one, I don't think the Fed really is inclined to do that. And if they don't, then what's going to happen? If they don't blow out to the upside here, and I'm not saying they can't. We've got the 1375 area up here that they could reach fairly easily, but I think they really should go down to about 1305, and I think there's a chance we could see them at 1275, particularly if they don't like what they hear from the Fed. It just seems like an abnormal focus on what the Fed will do and an abnormally high confidence that they're going to announce some additional easing of some kind, whether it's more Operation Twist, quantitative easing, whatever. Maybe they'll continue the Operation Twist, but I don't think quantitative easing's in the picture, and it sure seems like there's a lot of people who believe they are. So hard to do anything, but we'll just see what they come up with Wednesday, and the rest of the week will be largely predicated on how they react to whatever the Fed does or says, predominantly says, really. So that's what we've got for you today. I hope you can find something profitable to get yourself into, but please be careful. This is not a good week. Thanks for checking in with us.